had a pretty strong case against him. I just can't help but think the way she feels hearing all of, everything.
Anyway, she went on and on and on and on and on. And I'm just going, does anybody listen to what I say? Is anyone listening to me at all?
Why didn't you mention it yesterday, Alan?
You mean after I mentioned it?
Several times?
Yeah, several times I mentioned it. So, Jamie, I appreciate you being a fan of the show. I simply ask that, not to waste your time. She left a long voicemail. Not an angry one. She's like, love you guys, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, yeah, I mentioned it. I did.
We'll do the angry voicemail tomorrow. What's an inner feminist?
An inner feminist?
Yeah, what's the inner feminist?
That's not like the outer feminist.
Yeah.
Like, you know how like the highways have the outer belt and the inner belt?
Okay.
They take you different places. You're outer
I guess that's her way of
feminist.
I guess that's her way of telling me in her call that she's not militant about it, that she wasn't going to harangue me, but hey,
how
blah,
long
blah,
was
blah.
the call?
And even if I hadn't mentioned it, which I did on a couple of occasions, it's not like this has gone unmentioned at all. Like the Washington Post is getting a bunch of heat for suspending some journalist who mentioned it in a tweet. And things are getting goddamn out of hand. I mean, God bless Kobe Bryant, and it sucks, and it's shocking, and it's all that, but, come on. So there's Jamie in Dallas, who's a podcast listener.
I read up on the rape allegations against him because
they're not pretty.
They're not pretty at all. They're not great. But a lot of things that happen, I have a really hard time piecing it all together because everybody has an agenda, and you can tell their agenda through their writing. So the people that are trying to condemn Kobe are making this look like it's one thing, and then the people that are trying to defend Kobe and say that it wasn't as big of a deal are trying to make it. So I just don't have enough information that actually gives me any idea of what actually happened.
I wonder if anybody has done any interview with that girl.
No, she's still
Kobe's
anonymous.
Death. Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
she took her money and left.
Well, I thought somebody leaked her name or, because that was quite a while ago. That was 15 years ago, maybe. Yeah.
She signs that non-disclosure and that gag order.
Oh, yeah, those never get broken.
Well, I mean, if you want to pay back, $10 million, $15 million, I would suggest you keep your name out of it.
People break NDAs all the time, and they're not required to give the money back.
I thought that was one of the stipulations of the NDAs.
Well, legally, that's what they lord over your head, is they say, we'll sue you, whatever. Yeah, that's how they lord it over your head. But legally, I mean, are you going to sue somebody for telling the truth? That's for people who want to pay someone off and shut them up. Ask the president how those NDAs worked out for him.
But he did sue her. And she did have to pay the money back.
Well, no. She had to pay money to somebody else.
No,
he sued all kinds of people who didn't have to pay. You think, I mean,
she lost her court battle.
How do you know that these athletes bang these girls and then pay them? How do you know? Because sooner or later they say something.
I don't think it's them. I think it's their camp. Like the former assistants and whatever.
Whatever. What I'm saying is, you knew that Michael Jordan was banging girls and making them sign NDAs because those girls told people that. Same thing with, I don't know, whatever. Whoever, Jeter was making girls sign NDAs. But you found out about the gift baskets because the girls talked. So, can you sue someone for violating a non-disclosure agreement? Right, of course you can. But do you normally? No.
An NDA that is, like, you can kind of allude to things and be like, well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But that's different than someone that went to court and then had a civil case and then had a settlement with a much larger settlement attached to it versus a gift bag or just like, someone's getting $20,000
I mean, these people...
I'm just saying, NDA is an NDA, whether it's a gift bag or it's $2 million. If somebody talks, yes, you can sue them to get the money back. They normally don't because they're like, okay, well...
It stops you from...
Because I don't want to... The reason you paid them off in the first place is because you wanted it to go away. If somebody says something and it puts it back into the public spotlight, you don't want to drag that out by suing them over it.
But it stops them from testifying, though, because once you sign the NDA, you forfeit your right to tell your side of the story.
Well, yes. Right. I'm just, all that aside, I'm just saying NDAs are broken all the time.
Okay.
I saw the first that Nike sold out all their Kobe merch, which is no surprise, but then they said they were going to pull it. Yeah. So I'm not sure what's right. They said that they didn't...
Well, everything that they had in the store
got sold.
Well, got like snapped up real fast, and then they said, "Well, we're not going to put more stuff on the market."
Well, they're not going to put more stuff.
They have they had a release that was already scheduled for like 2 weeks from now, and they're gonna not do that, and they're just they're not trying to make money off of Kobe passing away.
You know what was really creepy too is that article that said that Kobe and his wife had an agreement that they would never ride that helicopter at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Kobe and Vanessa Bryant said, we were never going to be on that thing at the same time because we didn't want to orphan our children. I guess that was a smart play.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Well, they released like all the victims' names today.
Yeah.
And it was 2 other families, a mom and a daughter of other girls that were like going to practice with them.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Everybody was on there
Very
like
sad.
with a kid, one of their kids, I think.
And then it was like the pilot and like, I don't know if the lady was like a coach or something, but like one other lady and one other dude.
Planters Peanuts is pulling that ad where Mr. Peanut dies. Have you seen this is one of the more bananas ads over the past couple of years. It's Matt Walsh and Wesley Snipes. Now that Wesley's out of prison, he wants to get back on the horse.
He needs some money, yeah.
He needs money. He's doing everything. So I think this was going to be the Super Bowl commercial. Planters Peanuts, and these always leak early, or they post them early, whatever.
Yeah, this is supposed to be like a 2-parter. I'm sure they were going to bring him back, or there's going to be like the son of the Peanut or something like that.
Son of the Peanut.
Yeah. Peanut Jr.
Yeah, because in the ad, Mr. Peanut dies in a car crash. These guys, they go over a cliff. Wesley Snipes, Matt Walsh, who you might know by face if not name. They are hanging off a branch, and Mr. Peanut falls to the bottom of the ravine, and the Peanut Mobile, and they go, hey, he'll be fine.
Is your
and
rap
then the thing
persona
explodes?
Is your rap persona connected to Mr. Peanut in any way?
Whose rap persona?
Yours.
Little Cashew Tooth?
Yeah.
No. My wife's, I think my wife's might be. Hers was Peanut the Kidnapper. But no, Lil Cashew Tooth, I don't think that I never considered it as part of, because you know why? I'm with the people, Bill. Mm-hmm. And clearly, Mr. Peanut was an elitist.
Yeah, monocle.
Right.
Spats, top hat, Love the product. You know
but
how...
no pants.
Huh?
He's not wearing pants, though.
Mr. Peanut?
Yeah, he's got a hat and a monocle.
Doesn't need pants.
But no pants.
Doesn't need
Just
pants.
let his nuts hang out.
Yeah, man.
Doesn't need pants. You're pretty proud of yourself, aren't you?
He's put his head down and he's laughing so hard.
I'm only laughing at her because of the way it stopped Alan in his tracks.
Anywho, yeah, you know how Poundcake likes to separate the art from the artist? Mm-hmm. I like to separate the art from the artist in this way. The peanuts, which are delicious, from Mr. Peanut. So Planters is pulling that ad for, it's still going to run in the Super Bowl. They're not pre-running it before that, though. So you're not going to be inundated. Boy, if there were only a place online where you could go and watch the Planters Mr. Peanut Dies ad. I guess there's simply no way to know if that's the case. We've got $1,000 here for it. It's a chance for you to go fund yourself. You got one of these every hour. For the foreseeable future, so make it count. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. We have your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword MOM to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's MOM to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself from 100.7 WMMS.
There is some discussion about the league retiring Kobe's number 24. The Dallas Mavericks have already retired it. Kobe obviously never played for them. But every team in the league is talking about retiring the number 24. Who's the number 24 for the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I don't think we have a number 24.
There you go.
It was Larry Nance when he first came to the team, but then he switched to his dad's number 22. So I don't think there's a number 24 currently on the Cavs roster. There might be. I haven't kept up with all the high flyers on the Cavs right now.
They won last night.
I know. It's amazing.
They won.
Hey.
They broke the streak.
Good for them.
First win since the 11th.
I like to think of it as them getting ready to start a new streak.
Well, you could be right. I'm not saying you're not right. They're playing Zion tonight, so maybe not. Nevertheless, I would think the likelihood of your team retiring number 24 is obviously if someone's currently wearing that number. So
I don't think we have a number
discussing
24.
It. Okay.
I think the NBA will handle this the right way. They do great with these things. I won't be critical of them if they don't do this. In my opinion, I think they should retire number 8 and 24 throughout the league. Like the MLB.
8 and 24.
Yeah, because he wore 8 for the first half of his career, and then.
Well, I know why, but you're
going
to. I mean,
there's
retire
enough
two numbers. Huh?
Yeah, there's enough numbers. They can do both.
Bill,
I think
there aren't that many numbers.
Each team should choose one number to retire. You either can retire 24 or you can retire 8, but you can't retire both.
You know, there just aren't many numbers when you think about it. Like in math,
there's a lot of numbers.
They just end.
No.
I don't know where. You can't tell.
They don't end.
They do.
Numbers go forever.
Oh, no, I don't think
yeah,
so.
They do.
I don't.
I'm pretty sure they do.
What's before 0 then?
-1.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Sports.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I sent you guys a picture. I don't know if you guys got it. The subject would be picture of pound cake.
Okay.
And I thought it was pretty funny. I don't know if you would.
Okay.
Did you get it?
I'm sure when I check my email, I'll find out, Sean.
I thought you could check
okay.
it. Okay. I sent it to Bill, too.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, I don't see it.
All right, man. There you go. Right. That one you can screen out, Poundcake, if somebody is calling me about an email they sent.
But I did. I told him, and he was just like, well, can I just get on real quick? I just want to make sure they got it. I was like, I'm sure they got it.
All right. That's fine. Okay, fine. He did get on real quick, yes. If it's a picture people have sent me 1,000 times of somebody in the store, in the bakery, and it's a package of pound cake.
Is that what it is?
Yes, that's all it is. And that's
people
fine.
Just think they're just such comedians.
No, that's fine. I mean, listen, send me stuff.
It's funny if it's
I was
the
like,
first
oh,
time
is
you
that
saw
frustrating to you? People think they're funny?
Everybody was crying on television about Kobe. I mean, Ellen's crying, and I know it's an LA thing too. These people all knew him, and he was in their community, and they're all rich people, you know. But like Jimmy Fallon had his back to the audience, and they shot him with the audience behind him, and he's shrouded in darkness. And Kimmel's an easy crier, so he gets a pass.
Well, people, I mean, if anything happened to LeBron, people here would lose their minds.
Oh, my God.
When he left, he didn't die. When he left, my stepmom was bawling her eyes out because he was leaving the city.
Yeah,
I mean,
that makes sense.
That same reaction would pour out of Cleveland.
I saw a tweet on Twitter. Imagine that. And this guy was like, yeah, I went to a local flower shop around the way, and I wanted to get... what is it? What was the color? Yellow.
Purple and yellow.
Yeah, purple and yellow. And the florist was like, "Oh, are these for Kobe?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Here, just take it." She was like, "It's L.A." And he was like, "I just started bawling." He was like, "I just."
Well, listen, LeBron is the biggest thing Cleveland's ever had. I get that. Yeah. I don't quite understand. Your mom cried?
My stepmom.
Your stepmom. Mm-hmm. I don't quite understand that, but I kind of get it. You know?
Yeah.
But she's not on a national television show either.
No, and I've said this before to a certain degree with, LeBron, not Kobe, but like when he left the first time, it literally changed people's lives who worked downtown. Like bartenders were like, he just took away my salary for the year.
There you go.
People don't come to Cavs games anymore. I now do not make money for 4 months, you know.
Tristan Thompson ain't going to pay the rent.
Exactly. So
Earl isn't even on the team yet.
But,
whatever.
But what I'm saying is that's the type of reach that these type of athletes have that you don't necessarily think about when you're like, oh, they impact a lot of different people. They're impacting people in different ways.
So who did he leave behind when he left in 2011?
Antoine Jameson.
Antoine Jameson ain't going to pay the rent.
Right.
No, and who else did we have?
Who was the big guy? Z.
No, Z left too.
Oh.
Z was a free agent. He signed with Miami for 1 year and then he retired.
The little one.
Spud
Webb. Booby Gibson.
Booby was still here, I believe.
Booby Gibson.
Whoa,
I thought he was so cute. I liked him.
He was cute, right?
He was just on a broadcast with the Cavs the other day talking about his glory days.
He didn't play anymore, right?
No.
Booby,
And by little, I mean he was like, what, 6 foot?
Yeah, he's like 6'2".
Tiny for the NBA.
Yeah.
He wasn't 7'9".
Right.
Oh, he's the shorty over there.
But that's what I'm saying is that it affects people differently. So I couldn't see how if he's being a philanthropist to the community and things like that.
I can understand crying if it affected me financially.
Well,
I understand that.
Yeah.
I met Kobe when he was 17 and I was 21. He was a rookie on the Lakers, and I was just starting out in the comedy scene in LA. We were at a party, and we didn't know anyone at the party, so we just started talking. And the guy that was having the party said, "Hey guys, who wants to make a beer run?" Kobe wasn't drinking, he was 17, so he goes, I'll do it. He goes, Jimmy, you want to come? So I go, okay. We saved the party, we said goodnight, and of course, Kobe went on to become a legend. And when we'd run into each other over the years, we'd laugh about that night that we first met. And we'd laugh at all the good things that had happened since. And we'd laugh about how much fun it was to raise kids.
That's what it is, too, is that these guys all have kids.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really sticks it in and twists it, is that he was on with his daughter.
That's what got me. I cried on Sunday when I found out that his daughter was on the helicopter. Like, I was sad when I found out that he died, but when I found out that his daughter was with him, that pushed me over the top.
Now, was your sorrow at all
handle it.
tempered by the realization of how much those sneakers were going to increase in value, Bill?
No. Again, just got the sneakers because I wanted them. Not going to resell them.
Odd timing, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's right.
I was literally looking at him the night before.
Yeah, of course you were.
Because he was in the news cycle already because LeBron just beat one of his records.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at the shoes, and then I pulled the trigger.
Third all-time scorer, right?
Yeah, LeBron is.
Kobe was a hero in the way Superman is a hero. He was so big, it was almost like he was a fictional character. He was a real-life superhero with a costume and everything walking amongst us. We also loved him because he was ours. We watched him grow up here. He came to LA when he was a teenager, and unlike almost every other superstar athlete, he never left. In his 20-year career, he only wore 2 uniforms, for the Lakers and for the United States Olympic team. He was intensely curious. He would call people he admired to interview them, business leaders, writers, inventors. He was always learning, always improving. He had a hunger for that. He loved being a father. When my son had heart surgery, he checked in with me repeatedly. He made a point once my son was out of the hospital, to meet him. He wanted to meet him, and from time to time, he would check in to see how he was doing. He loved his family. He worked very hard, and he brought a lot of joy to a lot of people in the city, and we're going to miss him. He was a bright light, and that's how I want to remember him.
Kimmel did a show with no audience. He didn't have an
I didn't know
audience
that.
there. So I'm thinking of these people who are like in town from Duluth to see the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Oh yeah,
You're like,
cancel
yeah, no show. Hey, you're over there crying.
I know. I'm not. It's just it's emotional.
I
To
understand.
hear people talk about someone that they like love and respect like
I understand.
that. It's a lot.
That would be the
It's got
best
Mary
part.
crying.
The best part of being famous would be access to other hyper accomplished people. That would be the best part of being famous. Is like you go, oh, there's this author I really like. I can call their people
Oh, yeah,
and go,
yeah.
hey,
I
can
get
I
what you're
talk to
saying.
you know what I mean?
To interview, like he was saying, he interviewed
No,
people.
just
yeah.
talk to, hey, can we go have lunch? Like some other, not even like one of your peers in sports or whatever area you're in, but like,
Yeah.
here's a scientist, who's amazing.
Yeah.
You call up their people and go, hey, when this guy's in town, I'd love to meet him.
Yeah.
You just have access to those kinds of people, potentially.
Because they know you're not a crazy person. You know,
Well, they don't
like
know
you're-
that. They don't
well,
know
they know
that.
you're not trying to meet them so you can.
They know you're not a rando.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Your access is because you too are famous, but, that's a good part of it.
What scientist do you want to have lunch with?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Beaker.
I forget the guy's name, but I
Beaker
heard...
was an assistant.
Oh, sorry.
I heard he does really good at rockets. He does the rockets.
Eli Musk.
Oh, Eli Musk.
Eli Musk.
We've got to protect the guy that made the wheel and the light bulb. Whoever those guys are that the
Yeah, I'd
president was
probably want
talking
to meet
about.
Edison too. Yeah.
I would like
he
to.
is being protected right now.
So I can't
He's
meet
in-
him.
He's in protective custody. Yeah, we have to protect our geniuses.
Okay, I didn't know.
I'd want to talk to Neil deGrasse Tyson, or
I feel like you could probably
the
do
science guy that Adam Driver played on Saturday Night Live.
Bill Nye. I'd go have
The
I'd
angry
have
science
lunch.
guy.
Angry
That's funny.
science guy.
I'd have
that's
lunch
good.
with Bill Nye for sure.
You did or you would?
I would.
Yeah. I like, whether or not you like Bill Nye, you got to give him credit for calling him Bill Nye the science guy.
He is the only one.
Because there are so many other scientists. Scientician.
You know, it's real fun.
He's a science guy.
Having the name Bill, and then people thinking it's fun to say, "Oh, hey, like Bill Nye." I'm like, yeah, that's great. It's
so
really
like
enjoyable.
the late '90s were rough for you.
It's
that.
still to this day.
People do that to you to
Oh
this
my God,
day.
still to this day. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I've never actually seen that guy's show.
What?
But I've seen him on, I'm too old for that. But I've
Yeah.
seen him on other things, and, he's an engineer,
That
and
was
my
like
dad's an engineer.
I'd
and
say
so-
probably once a week we'd watch a Bill Nye.
That and Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, well, because it was whatever we were talking about in science class. They had that Bill and I had done an episode about that.
We had Mr. Wizard, Don Herbert, who is long dead, but we had Mr. Wizard's World.
Okay.
And he was like the first guy I remember of my generation who was saying
more scientist than TV personality.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Not very charismatic, that guy.
No, I love the supercut of Mr. Wizard being mean to kids.
I literally just showed that to my girlfriend the other day because we were watching that SNL sketch, and then I'm like, oh, you got to watch this supercut of Mr. Wizard just being like, why'd you do that? Well, that was wrong.
Yeah, well, that was wrong.
You think that's what you're going to do? Okay.
Yeah.
No, stand over here.
That's going to explode in your face. Don't do that. Well, why'd you do that? Well, that was wrong.
Pay attention. You don't have to say the words while you're typing. The computer does it for you. Literally, these are all the things he says.
I think that video. Did you just watch that video?
I literally just watched that.
Oh, because I feel like they might have taken it down for copyright or something.
No, it should be up.
The video is just called "Mr. Wizard is a Dick."
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video been blocked.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
How?
Okay.
I literally watched that on Sunday.
Maybe it's something with my machine over here. I have to break. 35192, you want to send me a text. AlanCoxShow.com. You want to check out the Alan Cox Show Instagram hotties. Get some local talent in there. If you want to submit yourself for that, ladies, do it. Hit up Bill via email at AlanCoxShow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.